Hey, Dawand, all this talk during the offseason about like the running game and could you guys like run the ball when you need to run the ball? Because like you have been able to do that for the most part through the first 6 games. How do you feel about the running game?
I feel good. You know what I mean? We practice, get a lot of practice reps on it. Knowing the run is something that we made a priority this past offseason. And you know what I mean? I feel like we get enough practice rep, and of course we're gonna get better at it during the season.
How do you feel like you're playing personally?
I feel like I played okay, but you know what I mean? I'm always here for improvement, but definitely not. I feel like I'm at my peak, but I definitely got more to give.
What's just one more for me? What's one thing you feel like you're doing really well right now, and what's one thing you really want to get better at?
I would say just I need to get better at my hands. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get the waist bending in the pass pro, but besides that, I would just say like keeping my footwork and make sure my hands get better.
Well, what jumps out about Iowa on film?
I would just say, you know what I mean? Their defense is just the same. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same down. And so, I mean, this is what we got to face. This is the same Iowa defense, I feel like, from how many years ago. But, you know what I mean? Some defense add different twists to it. But for sure, I would say it's the same scheme. We just got to honestly go do it.
Is there a little bit more excitement in a matchup like this, given the way they are, that same Iowa defense you talked about? Is there a little more excitement going up against them?
I would say so. You know what I mean? We can't never take anybody for granted, no matter what the opponent is. And you always got to respect your opponent. But honestly, I try to treat it like the same game, and every game is the same. You know what I mean? The only thing we want to do is just go win it up.
How much fun do you and players have watching film of each other? Not just yourselves, but of each other. Does that kind of push you to watch him and him getting pushed to watch you on film?
Yes, he asks for help all the time, and I do the same. You know what I mean? We're right in left tackle, and so you know what I mean. We see each other not much, but definitely like in film I'll see it, and I'll see some do something good, and I know it's improved from last year, especially with me. And I feel like we kind of complement each other the same.
When Kevin Wilson was asked about you, how have you reached your potential yet? He said, "Oh, you got a way. No, you got much more to go." Is there any frustration, or you're playing so well, but you see all of the things that you could still do? How do you handle that?
Honestly, I just try to get back to the board. Honestly, and the board is here as was practice reps, and so what I said is I just need to get better at my quickness and my hands. And also just try not to waistband. I feel like if I keep getting better at that and using my hands and my feet to my best ability, shouldn't nobody hold me.
How much better are you now than you were a year ago at this time?
I would say a lot better, you know what I mean? But that's just comes with the determination of you and yourself, and you just make your mind up and have to go do it.
How much more confident are you?
I would say like, especially with being here for 4 years, you learn the whole offense after your 4th year. I feel like I had it figured out my 3rd year, and I feel like I had majority of the offense figured out, but kind of like I understand the offense and defense. And so
how much more equipped would you be to be like, we need you over left tackle right now, than say a year ago?
It's no biggie for me. You know what I mean? I'm always down for whatever. You know, I've almost played at every position besides maybe center at one point. So it's honestly nothing.
How good are you at snapping the ball?
No, I mean, I do it some days. Just I get bored, but I ain't bad. You know what I mean?
How you're going to change your opponent every week. You're going to change your preparation every week. That's how football works. But you all have your own standard, your own objectives, and they seem to be focused on dominance this year. It seems to be pedal down and we go, and it doesn't matter who we're playing. Can you walk us through that mentality and how that permeates through your offense, how that motivates you all every day?
I would say it would just take us back to that loss against Oregon, and then especially, the Team North game's a no-brainer. But honestly, I just have to put my mind back in that mindset, which is like what it feels like to lose. And we always get champions dinner, and so we had champions dinner one day, and we didn't have it, and so Coach Day broke it down and he just walked away. And so once we knew that day, we was like, yeah, this can't happen again. Of course, the end of the season, and I was like, you gotta put your mind up to it, honestly.
And when you have that standard that you all set, especially on the offensive side of the ball, with the numbers you've put up so far, with the way you've been able to run the football and establish balance at a level that nobody else has done this year, the pride you all have in that, but obviously your best opposition is still to come. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's like as good as you can feel about it, you know the bigger tests are ahead.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We all try to improve and get better every week, and so that's definitely one of the major deals of the O-line and emphasis. And so, honestly, I can't say nothing more about practice. We got more practice reps, more practice of doing what we want to do. And so I feel like that's going to put us in the best spot of where our numbers is at.
This might sound like a weird question, but what's your emotional state? Would you describe yourself as an angry, quick guy, kind of a tactful guy? What's it like emotionally for you in the middle of the game?
You know what I mean? You're in the heat of the battle, and so I take a deep breath because somebody asked me, they was like, you be nervous? And I'm like, I mean, sometimes it just depends on the game. And so, you know what I mean? But I feel like I done played enough prime time, big time games, like I shouldn't be scared. But yeah, you get butterflies like before that first kickoff, but the kickoff is because it's rocking in there, or it's because it's us on that reason. But honestly, I take a deep breath, and it's honestly just a business. Just put my black face on, because you know I just got my mask on and just keep it like that.
Well, how are you when making mistakes? Or that you get beat or?
Honestly, I'm hard on myself. I'm definitely a big critiquer for sure. And I just go to the film room, honestly, or I'll send a clip to my coach. So those are the big ways I try to critique myself, because I'm not the best person to critique, because I'm not the coach. So I let my coach do it.
So that's two more questions. That sack, that two game up against Michigan State, was when you go through that film, is it your fault or is it CJ's fault because he's doing?
You know what I mean? We come up to the sideline, and we come over. I said it's my fault, CJ said it's his fault. You know what I mean? It comes up to like that collaboration of like, just let it go. You gotta wipe it off and just move to the next play.
So the very next play, you basically shove a man over with two fingers. Does it help you kind of get over the mistake that you made?
You know what I mean? It was probably the frustration of the punch. I could just tell by the way I hit him, but most definitely, honestly, I have no choice besides get it back to the next play.
Dawand, what is one thing you've
last
definitely
question right
gotten better at this year as you look back on video from last year about this time? I think you use your hands extremely well. What I'm looking at, you refined that. I mean, what do you point at?
I would say I use my hands really well, like you said, and I think my feet, they used to stop a lot last year, and sometimes, but that's been my point of emphasis in practice, make sure my feet doesn't stop, especially when we drill it. And Coach Fry makes sure he's on my tail all the time about not letting your feet stop, because once they stop, they're dead, and the opponent can shrug you off. So I feel like if I keep working on that and my footwork, I'm going to get this up.
Thank you, Dawand.
Thank you.